Between barbed wire and watchtowers, millions lost hope. Yet a few dared to dream of freedom. The air was frozen, heavy with commands and fear. Behind every shadow, a heartbeat waited to escape. This is the story of those who, facing death, chose to challenge the impossible. Dawn always came too early. The soup was thin, the pain constant. Each movement was measured, each glance dangerous. Guards watched, rifles ready, while hunger gnawed the will to live. But even here, in the cracks of despair, hope whispered in secret. At night, when the searchlights turned away, they dug. Handfuls of soil vanished into boots and sleeves. Forged papers passed between trembling hands. A stolen hammer, a loose board. These became tools of salvation. Every sound mattered. One mistake could end them all. The cold cut through the dark like a blade. The moon was their silent ally. Beneath the barracks, tunnels opened toward uncertain freedom. Some hesitated, others ran. And when the alarm screamed, the world turned into gunfire and breath. Many were caught. Some fell only meters from the fence. But a few reached the forest, their bodies broken, their faith unshaken. They crossed rivers, fields, entire nights of snow. And for those who didn't survive, their courage became a spark for others. Their escape freed more than bodies. It freed hope itself. No maps, no food, no certainty, only belief. They moved through the frozen world guided by instinct and stars. Each step a victory, each heartbeat a prayer. And when dawn came, they were still alive. The miracle no one expected. The forest hid them like a mother. The snow erased their tracks, yet fear followed close behind. Every noise, every echo could mean discovery. But beyond the trees, something new waited. Silence, without chains. In a small barn, they found warmth and humanity. A candle, a crust of bread, a stranger's trembling hand. The old farmer said nothing. His eyes spoke enough. For a moment, the war stayed outside. The river was both barrier and salvation. The ice cracked, cutting their feet as they crossed. Behind them, light and gunfire. Ahead, a horizon of mist. They stepped forward anyway, because there was no way back. Among the trees, the war had no language, only breathing, only cold. They buried their fear under snow and silence. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath with them. For days, they followed frozen trails, guided by stars and hunger. Time lost meaning. Footsteps became their only measure. And when one stumbled, the other lifted him, not out of strength, but love. An abandoned hut became a sanctuary. Inside, they found dry wood, a cracked mirror, and a trace of forgotten life. The world outside still burned, but in here, the fire belonged to them. The barn that once sheltered them now trembled under knocking fists. The farmer hesitated, eyes filled with apology. Choices in war were never simple. Sometimes survival meant silence, sometimes betrayal. The line between them was as thin as the snow. The fugitives escaped through a hole in the wall, the cold biting harder than fear. Behind them, searchlights carved the night. The world narrowed to breath, heartbeat, and snow beneath their feet. Freedom was no longer a place. It was movement itself. The dogs were closer now. Gunfire echoed through the forest. Each shadow became an enemy. Each second, a lifetime. They ran without thinking, without hope, only with the instinct to live.
Wait.
Mercy had its cost. The man who helped them risked his life with every heartbeat. In war, kindness was rebellion. And even when death found the brave, it never silenced their act. When fear runs, the body forgets exhaustion. The snow betrays, not hides. Behind them, barking, boots, rifles. Ahead, nothing but frozen air and prayer. Every step was borrowed time. The night was endless, the cold deeper than fear. They no longer ran, they simply endured. Each breath was memory, each heartbeat resistance. Beneath the still sky, even silence felt like forgiveness. The end of war did not come with flags. It came with tired footsteps. When they were found, they were no longer prisoners. They were survivors. No one spoke. The silence between them said everything. Freedom didn't shout. It breathed. Freedom began not with celebration, but with silence. Their bodies remembered the fear even when it was gone. In the relief camps, They learned again to eat, to rest, to look at the sky. The war was over, but its echo lived inside their eyes. Returning was harder than escaping. The cities were ashes and dust, the people unsure how to speak to the survivors. Isaac and Elena walked through ruins and fields reborn with flowers. The world was breathing again, slowly, like them. Silence remained, not as absence, but as memory. The voices that perished still lingered in stone and snow. They never told their stories aloud. Some wounds speak only through stillness. The echo of that silence will never fade.